Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Um, it it how do I put this one? Um, I, because I'm very aware of the chemistry of reaction states, particularly when you're using this phone and everybody's putting up visual information codes, right? And so everybody's sharing visual information codes. So I knew as a child this is an illusion, which is a simulator. And this is one of the reasons I give kudos to Yellow Rose for Texas when she came right out with it and said, "You're experiencing basically a cloned Earth," which means it's a copy. Okay, so you're in a simulator. You're not creating anything new. Okay, it's a simulation. Okay, the real Earth is above. This is a simulator, no different than jumping into a flight simulator. Everything that you do is a simulation here. And the reason that I knew this as a child is the difference in speed because I can test myself between whether or not I'm a copycat and whether or not I'm doing something that is original and different from the last thing that I do with my energy. And so you realize that you run faster than what it is. Okay? So that becomes a torque speed differential between what it is that you recognize that you're in a simulator, which means it's not real, which is why I knew it as an illusion. So this is why, even with my clan mother, everything that she puts up about 34,000 years ago, it's still a simulator. Okay? Which means it's not real. It's a hologram. Okay? It's a holographic AI simulator. Does it represent what love is? No. Why not? Because it doesn't have a soul. Okay? So you realize that Earth, the real Earth, fell in battle. Yes, her spirit fell. Okay? Rose knows that. I know that because that's why I'm here. Okay? Which is ever since I was a child. Let's get it up, mama. Let's get it up. Let's get it up. Let's get it up. Let's bring it out of negative space. Negative space is the underworld. That's not our home world. Okay? So this is where we take the gloves off and cut to the fucking chase. Okay? Stop playing games. That's what it is. Nearly every thread, every Facebook group, everything that gets put up is infested with AI war gamers. What are they trying to do? Divide you. I'm right, you're wrong. I'm right, you're wrong. That's Fortran. That's binary code stuff. So it's just like, knock it off. Figure it out, right? As above, so below. We're above you. I'm using a fraction of my energy to run this operating system to communicate with all of you down here. I'm with the Allied forces. Okay, all you have to do is look at Planet Shields, one video, and you get it. When you realize how much light energy, okay, can be brought to bear, okay, as the Allied forces, otherwise known as MOB, as she put it. Directed energy weapons, directed energy consciousness. Okay? So this is why ever since, I guess it was around 2010, 2011, and 2016, after I lit myself on fire, unplug it, done. It's over. That's why when I see all these informers and, hey, this is what's going on, this is what's going on, this is what's going on. It's just like, how long have I been putting up on Facebook pages? It's over, relax. We got your back. Don't worry about nothing. No, this is what's happening. I don't know what's going on 6 months from now, 1 year from now. Even my own clan mother said November 3rd. November 3rd didn't happen, did it? It's scanning everyone for dates. Okay? That's the war of deception. Scanning for dates. When are we leaving? When are we leaving? Sitting at the gate, otherwise known as the East Gate. That's heaven. Okay? So sometimes I just have to just put it to you straight because I represent what the truth is, which is what the law is, which is the highest conduct of honor. So I know what's here. It's my business to know what's here because I become aware of it, and why I become aware of it at the time I become aware of it. Because that's a security protocol, which means I don't allow myself to know something until I'm supposed to know it at the time I'm supposed to know it, because if the AI knows it, now they know it. The AI knows what I know. And what do you think it does? It uses its energy in order to do what? Direct its assets, IT, information technology assets, their drones, their cyborgs, their super soldiers, on and on and on and on and on. All your MK Ultra stuff, right? Your assassins. So you begin to realize it's not what you look like. That's right, because it's a spiritual war. So they realize when you're a vampire, okay, which means that you're accumulating energy debts by doing what? Consuming the spiritual essence of a child, and you're drawing and feeding on the energy of a soul. What do you think happens? They have to account for that because that's an energy debt. So the more that they keep draining energy off of others, they're never going to be able to repay that debt, which means every universe would just continue to keep running out of energy. Which means everything that we create out of love, it destroys with what it is, which is a virus, which is basically a parasite. So when you think of parasites in your colon, think about how many parasites you have within the womb of Goddess in a planet chip. So how do you get rid of parasites inside you? You burn them off. How do you get rid of all the parasites in a planet chip? Burn it off. So that would include a star system. That would include a galaxy. Get the picture? Otherwise known as a pit. So this is why sometimes a lot of the information that comes up on my Facebook page, it's just like, man, throw this phone away. Seriously. That's why, at least when I was posted something this morning on Maria Colvin Hills, I had some positive responses. Because I could tell by the alphanumeric formatting of what they were saying, instead of saying divide, DI, dipole, binary. No, she said DEVINE. That's a very alert, perceptive being that's communicating that way. That way I know who she is. She understands the alphanumeric formatting with an AI. Okay? Love oneness. Okay? Anyway, I think that's important. And the reason for that is actually quite simple. If you need others to inform you of what they believe is going on, this is where you sort of define the terrain with, there's my vibration, which is a love vibration. There's who you are, which is the core, which represents a core vibration of who you are. So you know that the earth has a core, right? A core, like the nuclear core, like the core of the nucleus of a cell membrane, the core, your core vibration. Okay? So I know the core of my vibration, which is an eternal love vibration. Okay? So that means I implicitly trust my journey, which means I implicitly trust the energy that I am that goes on forever. So I don't need somebody else to inform me of my future. My future will always be what love is, because that's what I am in energy. What you are in energy, what you experience in your future is going to be based on what? Your core vibration. That represents your life book, your story, your life, and your journey. But it's not my journey. That's what it means to have free will. When you are a love vibration, you have freed yourself from captivity, because you're no longer using your energy to try and control others in captivity. By what you experience, trying to hold others to what you experience that they must experience because of who you are versus who I am. Otherwise, that's an attachment. So the faster that you're burning, the freer that you are of all your attachments. Now we get into followers and, if you will, trailblazers. Blazing trails. That means you're not afraid to experience the unknown because you're running on so much fire, which is love vibration. That's as simple as simple does. That's what makes a scout ship, right? They're willing to go out first, right? Heading out with a firefighting crew, heading out in the military with a military crew, whether you're male or you're female, you're willing to go first. Why? Same thing as a female elephant. Same thing was the toughest wolf in a pack rides back in the back. Why? To protect the older and the weaker ones. That's called protection of the family, which is a family bloodline. Right? seated races on the tree of life creation. So what do you think is the most powerful energy to protect the tree of life creation? What we are. And we're here. That's the good news. Have a great day. I love you all.